What is up, MFers? Welcome to the live stream today. Very excited to bring you today's video. We're going to talk about something that's about to happen here in Nebraska and is happening all over the south part of the United States. Might be done even. It was done down in Texas when I was just there a couple weeks ago. And that is how to catch largemouth bass that are on beds. It is a time of the year, I think there's a ton of misconceptions. I think there's a lot of people that don't know a damn thing about it, even though they're talking about it. And that is how to go out and catch these fish, because a lot of people are sitting around thinking right now, oh my God, I'm waiting to get out this spring. I'm so jacked for when the bass start spawning because that's when I'm going to go catch them. The truth is, that's not when the damn bass are biting. They don't want to bite. That's the only time of the year they're not biting. They're sitting there and they're like, oh, I want to, you know what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about eating artificial lures, though. They're thinking about other things. So we're going to talk about how to go and trick those fish that are in that terrible fluctuation phase and they don't want to eat anything. They went from pre-spawn when they'll eat anything. They go to post-spawn when they'll eat anything. That'll be a little bit different. We'll have some videos for that coming in the near future. But today's video is going to be all about how to go out and catch these bedding bass. I got some lures right here. I want to show you guys some rigs that you've maybe never heard about. They're going to go out and help you catch bass in a wide variety of different situations, so you're not going to want to miss this one. Nebraska Bass and the PB Dad, you guys are already getting us started. If you haven't watched one of my live videos or don't know who the hell I am Ben Milliken. I'm the host of Milliken Fishing. I've been fishing for about 600 years, actually about 25 or so. I'm crazy passionate about this stuff. I fish almost every single day all around the country, go break down different bodies of water, and once in a while, I even catch a bass fish. I know, shocking. Yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, I'd love if you go hit the subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel and this is your first time watching, thank you RG3 Fishing for the donation. I'll let you guys know, I drink a beer or a whiskey every night. I'm kind of embarrassed by the drink of the day. This is not exactly a microbrew. I do love IPAs more than any other type of beers. This is just a basic Sam Adams Rebel IPA, but it's what was in the damn fridge, so that's what we're drinking. And to let you know what I'm talking about with that, whenever I just dart in here, just like right now, Mac Fishing just donated $14.99. Are you shitting me? You're the man. Every time someone donates a little bit of cash, if you're generous enough to do so, if you're not, no big deal. I appreciate you tuning in to watch. I will take a drink. So salute to you guys who have already donated, and for the MFers that will do it very, very soon. Oh God, it's been a long work week for me. Apparently, I'm dribbling down my chin. All right, let's dive into some stuff real quick before. No, I don't like cigarettes. And that's another thing. I'm gonna give a lot of feedback to you guys as this kind of goes on, and I'm gonna let you guys know right now what this video is gonna be. We're gonna talk about how to find bedding bass, what the hell to catch them on. If they're not biting, what I'm gonna tell you to catch them on. What to plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E to go catch those fish, because you're gonna get really frustrated. It's a really frustrating time of year. But yeah, it's an exciting time of year because you can have an opportunity, even though it's kind of a tainted fish catch, in my opinion. Thank you very much, Mark. Anyways, a tainted opportunity to catch a fish because it's susceptible to being caught, and not as gaming, a lot of people will say, by catching them on a bed, but we're gonna talk about it anyways because it is a cycle the fish go through every single year, and a lot of people don't have a lot of time to go out and fish. You don't get to go fish every day, so if you're at a lake and you're like, holy shit, all these fish are on beds, there's a 17-pounder right there, why won't he bite? I'm going to teach you guys how to catch them. And before we get started, I have some news for you guys that is very, very exciting. Oh my God, I'm so famous. Mystery Tackle Box is commenting on my video. What is up, my man? Anyways, first thing we're going to talk about is the last couple days, some crazy shit happened. Myself and one of your favorite all-time MFers, not hosts, guests on the show, we went and did some filming and got some footage that I don't know has ever been captured before with the success rate and the size of fish that we caught. I'm going to turn this into some longer form content. I'm not sure how long these videos are going to be or how long this video is going to be. Over an hour, I hope. I think we did something that's never been documented before. I'm not talking about on YouTube, but YouTube or just any type of documentation of the size of the fish that we caught was unfreaking believable. This is exciting stuff. It's gonna take a long time for me to put it together. I'm doing all the editing on it, did all the filming on it, and did half of the catching on it. My good buddy also did the other half of the catching, but be staying tuned for that for the next couple days. It's gonna be absolutely freaking crazy. Isaiah Knott, my birthday is June 28th, and I was born in the year 1989. So I will be 30 years old on June 28th. I'm just trying to stay super in my 20s right now. I'm very, very young. I'm about to be very, very old in like 2 months. This shirt is kind of cool. It's pretty inappropriate. I think it's backwards there, but that's what my shirt says. I don't know. My sister, if you're wondering why I'm wearing something halfway dressy, my baby sister, shout out to you, Elizabeth. She graduated from college today. Props to you. Let's give a clap for my sister, Elizabeth. She hasn't been on the channel yet. She probably will be actually next week. We're going out of town with her and Potates. Potates is her fiance. You guys have seen Potates many times. But the smart ass went and got a freaking college degree, and it's in a field that you guys don't even want to hear. Probably the least thing I would ever want to do, and that is early childhood education of first grade. She has a job as a first grade teacher, so she got her teaching degree and everything with that. And so props to you, Elizabeth. I could never do that job. It sounds like the worst job ever, but you're going to be amazing at it. Esteban, you're the man. I appreciate you. Okay, let's fucking talk about this stuff. All right, I lied. One more thing I'm going to talk about before we start the video. New MF for shorts. You guys saw them on the Texas video right here. Boom, Milliken fishing shorts are on the site live at millikenfishing.com. This stuff is like stretchy. They look like dress shorts. You can wear these out with your old lady on the town or your old man if that's what you're into, and still wear these out on the water and be super comfortable. Look like a damn G. They're badass. They're breathable. They're light. Go buy a pair. I'd love if you did that. They're actually in pretty limited quantities. So go hit the, there's not a link yet, but there'll be a link down below from millikenfishing.com and go check that stuff out. Let's talk about some damn bedding fish after I take a drink of this beer. I need them in fat boy size. I know, man. We can't stock 937 different sizes. I realize people wear different sizes, but that's how it goes. All right, bedding fish. First thing we're going to talk about, and I want to say before we go any further, thank you for the people that are tuning into this video. $29 already in the live stream for the super chat. If you're willing to donate, I appreciate that. I'm going to take a drink of my stupid Rebel IPA because it's very okay tasting at best. All right, so yeah, 5-pound catfish. Nice work, man. So, bedding fish. Let's talk about where to find these bedding fish first. The biggest thing with going out and finding fish on beds, especially if you're in a bigger body of water, most important thing is going to be bottom substrate. We're going to talk mostly about largemouth bass in this video, but bottom substrate is the most important variable of where to go find those fish. Whew. And so what you need to look for generally is a hard bottom. Thank you very much, Angel. Appreciate you. So if you can see these fish, hard bottoms is the way to go. Now, if you have a hard bottom lake, if you're in a highland reservoir with a lot of natural rock, or in any other type of reservoir that has a lot of natural rock, what these beds are going to look like are light spots on the bottom. And bass want to spawn on something hard. There's not really ever going to be a time when you're just going down a bank that's a mud bank and you just see a bed that's in the mud. You're not going to see that ever. And if you're fishing for them and you can't see them if the water's too muddy, they're not in that area. They're just not going to be there. I'll tell you guys that right now. What I look for in our areas, in our mud bottom lakes, these bass will fan out these beds with their tails in areas and create until they get down to a harder bottom because they want their eggs to be on a harder bottom area. So that's what you need to look for. If you're in a highland reservoir, thank you GTP forever, $1.23. That's very random, but I'll take it even if it's 1 cent, my man. In a highland reservoir, and you got a hard bottom already, a couple things you need to look for. I was just down at a lake, and it actually didn't make the video, but I saw a lot of bedding fish. I was at 10 Killer Lake in Oklahoma. Beautiful lake if you guys ever get a chance to go there. But the fish were on beds. There was only males pretty much on beds because it was a little bit early. We'll get to water temperature in a second. We talked about that before. So what you're going to look for in those areas, they wanted to spawn on bushes. So we had a lot of bushes that were in only about 6 inches of water, and those fish were still in those areas. And the best way to spot those areas was, of course, with a high-quality pair of sunglasses, but there was lighter spots in those areas, and that's generally what you want to look for. Now, if you're at a lake like Lake of the Ozarks, it has a lot of docks, a lot of man-made habitat, but still it's a highland reservoir with a lot of rocky habitat. Those fish like two different types of structures. They like gravelly, sandy bottoms, so they're not going to be on the main lake points. They're not going to be on the secondaries. They're not going to be on the chunk rock, the slate rock, stuff like that. They're going to be around the corner in the pea gravel pockets, stuff like that. That's what bass love to spawn on. And the second type of stuff they like to spawn on is they will get right up, tucked up under those dock walkways and spawn right up against that stuff, against dock walkways with dock poles, chunky rock concrete structures. Just amazing stuff. So that's the stuff you need to start looking for. And if you're in a type of lake that's and generally, if you're in a type of lake it's a little bit bigger and you have like a muddy part of the lake up on top, down by the dam, there's generally more natural rock, gravel, stuff like that. So that's the first place I will go look, the lower end of the lake. You live by 10 Kilo. That's badass, dude. But lower end of the lake is generally where those rocky areas are going to be. All right, let's talk about the baits to go catch these fish. Biggest thing is reading the mood of the fish. I mean, the mood of the fish and, of course, the location of the fish are more important than anything else. And thanks for typing a very large number. So the mood of the fish is the most important thing when you come up on it. And we'll kind of get to that in just a second. But when you're looking for bedding fish, the most important thing, of course, is being able to see it. You got to have clean water, right? So you want to be in the cleanest water in the lake. What's up, Ryan? Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. $4.99. I think the biggest donation night so far is $5. So we'll see who can get up to $700,000. Anyways, so when you're fishing for these bedding fish, if you can see them, let's talk about some sneaky baits that you can get bit on. First and foremost, let's talk about the bait that if it's not super grassy, if it's not muddy, if you can flip it in there and the fish are active, this is my all-time favorite bait to go catch bedding fish on. Jig, but not just any jig. I like to throw a flipping jig. This is the 6th Sense hybrid jig right here, and I do something with this that's I mean, very important to me, and that is I trim it down to make it very compact. Bass love when they're on beds to pick something up by the tail, like a long worm or a long creature bait, drag it off the bed and drop it. And what's going to happen is they're going to swim on up, they're going to grab onto it, you're going to shit your pants and be like, oh my God, I got one, it's a 17-pounder, and you set the hook, and it's going to go like this, right out of its damn mouth. You're not going to catch them. That's going to happen a whole lot. You're going to work your whole freaking day or hours or a long time to catch that damn fish. They're not even going to grab it all the way, and you're going to lose them. That's why I like this compact jig, because there's very few places they can grab on this jig right here where they can't get hooked. So the chances of them just grabbing on this little 3/4 of an inch trailer back behind there are not very good. So you want to compact your trailer and your jig way down. This is my #1 choice when the fish are active. You can go in, you can flip in there, you want to drag it around. You can throw a white jig if the water's really muddy and the fish are really freaking stupid and they don't want to bite. But I like a natural color jig, a bluegill color jig. Bass get pissed off at bluegills when during the spawn because they like to eat their eggs and bust their balls basically, and they'll eat stuff that looks like a bluegill. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate that. I should make my own lures, and I do. We're gonna have some tackle making videos here to come in a couple weeks. Biggest donation of the night, $5.01, my man. All right, let's talk about my second favorite bait to throw, and this, keep in mind, this is when you can see the bitches. All right, so second favorite bait to throw is a sneaky rig. I showed you guys, I think it's been like 2 years ago now. I can't believe I'm making videos that long. Right here, the Beaver, Texas rig beef. But we're gonna do something different with this that I don't see people doing, and that is we're going to tie a sneaky rig right here. That's a drop shot weight. We're going to tie a 1/2 ounce drop shot weight, heavy as balls, on this guy right here. We're not going to do a 1.5. We're not going to do a 2-foot leader. We're not going to do a 3-foot leader like a lot of people do on a regular drop shot. This is a Bubba shot, a heavy drop shot rig with 15 to 25 pound fluorocarbon line, depending on the size of the fish, depending on how clear the water is, depending on the cover you're fishing. If I'm just going out and fishing, I'll fish on my flipping stick on 20 pound fluorocarbon line. Bass aren't that finicky when it comes to line size during the spawn. So you're going to put this guy right above this weight right here. I mean, you can put it 3 inches above it, 2 inches above it. I like about 6 inches above it right there. I don't do much different than that. Thank you very much, Bradford. Appreciate you. And you're just going to put it on that bed, and the heavy weight is key because this weight is going to hold that bait in place. So it's hard to judge with the diffraction on the top of the water. Love you too, Mr. Warren Hopkins. It's hard to judge with the diffraction of the water where that is exactly in the water a lot of times. And so flipping it in there and having that heavy weight to be able to hold that down there, and even when you're twitching, you can't quite see it, being able to drag it right into that sweet spot right there. And when you put pressure on the bait and you work it and you twitch it and the bait's flopping around down there like that, it holds the bait right there in place. If we get over $100, I should give some stuff away. You know what? I'm going to give away a mystery tackle box if we get this over $100 tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. The people have donated already. And I'm only going to go for about 10 more minutes, so I really, really appreciate that. You're the man. So if you can see the fish, $5.02. Mr. Finesse. James Teddy, you freaking always donate. I appreciate you, dude. Don't worry. I have another right here. Enjoying my Friday. If you guys are just tuning in, be checking this weekend for maybe the most epic content of bass fishing that you've ever seen in your life. I think we got the biggest limit ever on YouTube. That's all I'm going to say. Dylan, my man, what glass is the best? There's a lot of different good brands out there, and working on some that are going to be better. Milwaukee Mike Fishing. Thoughts on using glide baits during the spawn like the 6 cents ones? Just got some in the mail. I like that idea. Agitating those fish. The 6 cents ones aren't a big hinkle shad. They're smaller. Lane, thank you so much. $10. I appreciate you. Bridgeport, Nebraska. Man, that's small. Nebraska strong, my man. Anyways, that 6 cents glide that's smaller. It's not like this. It's more like this. Twitching it, fishing it like a jerkbait over the top of these fish to get them to react. But we're going to talk about that in just a second. Stuff like that. Caleb Brisson, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Am I going to catch 10 pounder this year? Hard maybe. A definitive maybe. Holy balls. I need my own TV fishing show. Maybe someday, but this is a better platform for me, in my opinion, because I get to say bad words and whatnot to you guys and drink beers in front of my desk where I work every day. UMFers are badass. All right, so that's the drop shot rig. Fish it right there. AJ, thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much, my man. So those are the rigs I like when you could see them. Another rig that I like when you can see them and when you can't see them. So this is my favorite way to fish for bedding fish because I usually want to beat my head in because I'm pissed off because you can't see them, and then you get up to them, and by the time you get up to them, gone. Never see them again, or they'll come back and be pissed off and they're finicky and stupid. So to combat that, if you could see fish and you're spooking them like crazy, best thing you can throw, in my opinion, if there's grass around, Texas rigged stickworm. Oh my God, you guys have never seen a stickworm that looks like that before. Yeah, I know. I can't show you too close though because it's highly, highly secret until like a month from now. What's up, Mr. Hook? Appreciate you. Joe Bowles, are you serious? You just donated $50? Joe, you're the freaking man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That makes my Friday a lot better. I'm gonna dump all this money that's being donated, by the way, into the pool for the people that are fishing the MF tournament that I'm gonna announce here in the coming weeks. This fall, I'm gonna dump this into the pool, and it's gonna be a very high-paying payout with a very low entry fee. Probably the lowest entry fee you've seen for as high a payout as you've ever seen for an MF tournament. So yeah, we're gonna do some cool stuff. For those that don't tournament fish, there's gonna be stuff for you there as well. It's gonna be badass. I love you right back, Joe. Thank you very much. And we got $10 more from Ilya Geckelman. I don't know. I can't read, but thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right, we're about to be done with that. All right, so anyways, let's talk back to stickworm. Throw this thing around, and you'll start to get in the rhythm. You'll start to figure it out where these bedding fish are going to be, the type of bottom substrate and stuff like that. And I'm dropping freaking stickworms on my floor. Throw this to the areas where you think one will be. If you see a light spot from the distant future, throw this on the light spot. Thank you very much, patriotic. Wheelies get to this launch factory. Tyler Weber, what's up, man? You're a local guy. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all the MFers from Omaha, Nebraska and the surrounding areas that support me because it's the biggest audience I have, actually, of anyone. Andrew, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Another shout out I want to give. Jesus tits. G-Money Strong Outdoors. All right, people are starting to donate now that they want to be in part of this MFer tournament, win some dadgum cash. I think we should do like 10 grand for first place. I think I should do $10,000. Let's do $10,000 for first place in the MFer tournament. That'd be badass. All right. Stickworms. Do I prefer stickworms to Cincos for spawn? A Cinco is a type of stickworm. This one's better than a Cinco, in my opinion. You guys will see that here when this comes out in a couple months. So Texas rig, when there's grass, if you're fishing a lake that doesn't have grass, wacky rig. You're gonna have a better chance. Hook it right there in the middle with a little wacky, a little circular type hook. Not a circle hook, but a little circular type. I know, James, I need to make it to Colorado. I appreciate you very, very much. Love you guys. Ugh, you guys are trying to get me hammerschlagen here on a Friday. Let's open another dadgum. What is this? Rebel IPA. A basic IPA, they should call it. John, damn it. I do want to catch big browns. Here's the thing. I go places and I'm like, God, I freaking love catching these saltwater, like yellowfin tuna, amazing. I go to freaking Norfolk River and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, these big brown trout are amazing. This weekend, I just went and caught the biggest bag of smallmouth that's ever been weighed in history. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to fish for anything ever again besides smallmouth. I go to this little creek by my house. I'm like, wow, carp fishing is actually fun. I enjoy it. And then I go fish, I go up north and I catch a giant crappie, or I go out west with Oliver and I'm catching almost like 2-pound crappie every cast and watch them eat on the screen. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to crappie fish every day the rest of my life. Fishing is fucking amazing. I'm so happy with where I'm at in life with this job to go catch these fish, these amazing critters. Badass, and I appreciate you guys supporting my quest and my mission. And once again, check in the next couple days. Do I like catching walleye? I don't mind them. They don't fight that well. And they taste delicious, and I actually caught some pretty giant ones the last couple days. You guys will have to tune in again tomorrow for that. Anyways, we're not getting very far on what we're talking about here. All right, so this is a good bait for when they're on beds and you can see them, or they're on beds and you can't see them. Cast from a distance like this, and you got a good chance to this guy just shimmies down there. And the best thing is, okay, so here's another way I like to throw this guy. Pro tip, real quick. I'm sober and I'm just fired up because it's Friday and I'm excited for my sister and I'm drinking some terrible IPAs. Pro tip, if you spook a bedding bass, if you're going over them and you're like, casting around, you're like, oh shit, that was a 92-pounder. It just swam off the bed and saw your damn boat, or you're bank fishing and he saw you right there. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to mental note right there. Or if you got the angler tracker right here, you're going to drop this sumbitch. Watch, it's going to turn red. You're going to drop a pin right there. You're like, there's a fish right there. Saw it on my angler tracker. You pull your phone out, you look at your app. And you're like, all right, dickhead, I'm going to fish down this bank. So you get further away from it, right? And then you're sneaky. You're throwing your moving bait. You're looking for new ones. And you're sneaky. You put that back down. You pick this guy back up. You turn around the boat. You go. Cast this sumbitch as far as you can. This one's heavy as balls. So you're going to fire it out there. New member. My man. If you become a new member, I'm going to have Slaunch Times out this weekend. So if you want to see Slaunch Times, my newsletter about how to catch these fish next month, go become a member, and you're going to get a discount on my clothing, even cheaper than anywhere else. It's a no-brainer. All right, so you're going to fire this sumbitch, this stickworm, back onto that bed where it was, or come back in a half hour. This is how you're going to work it. You're going to cast out there. Just go. All right, I just hit the wall with it. Didn't leave a dent. We're good. So you're going to cast out there and you're going to leave that sumbitch on the bed. You're going to do this. This is how you're going to work it. You're going to go. Maybe like go in here and be like, oh shit, these jigs are pretty cool. I like this. This beaver's a good rig. I like this. You're going to be chilling there. You're going to be hanging out. You're going to be like, you can take another drink. You're going to be chilling there. And then you're going to be like, all right, I'll see if the fish is on yet. And you're going to reel up to it, and your rod's going to go, and he's going to be swimming off with it. You're going to just leave it there. Let it sit, MFers, is what I'm getting at. Let that sumbitch sit. Drink your whatever IPA or natty or whatever. I tried Natter Days the other day. Have you guys tried Natter Days? I mean, I drink natties out of necessity, and people give me a hard time about it, but I'm drinking them, and they're very easy drinking. They're delicious. I like them a lot. Natter Days are good. Not Natter Days. Natties are good. They're refreshing on a hot day, and they're cheap. And I like them more than Bud Light and Coors Light and Miller Lite. I truly do like natties. And oh my god, it's a frat party. No. They're good. Go buy them and see. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate the donation. But I tried Natter Days. Me and Miss Milliken Fishing tried some Natter Days the other day. They taste like straight heartburn. I'm not a big fan. If Natty Light's watching, it's got to be at least 90 degrees to drink one. And if you are, you're only going to be able to drink like two to three at most. Anyways, let's get back to the bed fishing stuff. All right. Oh my God. Ethan, what's up, Ethan, what's up, my man? Oceanbrenner, I saw your last name and it hurt my brain. That's Gummy Worm Boy for those of you that didn't see it. Did you guys like the video with Gummy Worm Boy? When I flipped one of these big sumbitches in that dock, I was like, 72 pounds. It was 5 pounds, but it was awesome. I loved it. All right, so let's talk more about bed fishing. So that's my general thing. Let the bait sit there if it's a Cinco. Fire back there and catch the sumbitch. Whatever. Big. You bought a Natty Light 24 ounce for $1.20? Ryan, you're my hero. John LaCava III. Need to hit Pit Boss. We got Dirt Wolf Victor. I don't know what that means, but I love you. Thank you. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about something. We're going to do one more real quick. You guys are wondering why I'm throwing this thing around and confused and stuff. This right here is a badass way not to catch a bedding bass. This is amazing bed fishing bait to not catch a bedding bass. You're going to come up on a lot of big fish, especially big fish that don't want to eat. They're being total dickheads. I'll come to Pennsylvania. Thank you, John. You donated money. I'll be there in 5 minutes. All right, so you're going to come along a lot of big fish that don't want to eat. This is a great way to mess with those fish. This is an 8-inch Defiant swim bait right here. Any giant soft plastic swim bait works great for this. You're going to throw it past that sumbitch, and you're going to run this into its damn head and piss it off. Now, if you bring this up to that fish right there, and it goes, gone, doesn't even off its bed, scared, terrified, you're not going to catch the damn fish. That's what I'm talking about with reading their attitude. But if you hit a bass in the face, a big female, this thing is like, and the fish right here, and the fish goes, and turns right to it and looks at it or chases it, you're going to catch that fish. And the way you're going to catch it is not with this right here. Because the problem is the fish can eat it here, 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 and the fish can eat it here, and they're not going to get hooked. That's a large problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to buzz it by the fish, and the fish isn't going to do anything. And you're going to buzz it by right here, and the fish ain't going to do shit. You're going to buzz it by right here. The fish ain't going to do shit. You're going to buzz it by right here. Nothing. You're going to buzz it by, slam it into its back of its tail, and it's just going to turn a little bit and not do anything. You're going to slam it into the part of the bed that's right here, wherever that may be, and the fish goes, and turns around and gets real pumped up about that. You're going, okay, all right. You're going to take this bait, and you're going to go, all right, put that back on the deck. You're going to grab this guy right here, and you're going to throw this sumbitch jig right in that spot. You're going to drop it right there. The spot that pissed it off, and you're going to hit the bottom of your rod tip. Piss it off just like that. I did shave, kind of. I shaved a little. And that sumbitch bass is going to go, and he's going to go, oh, I'm going to move that bait right off the bed. It's a little bait. I'm not going to eat it. I'm just going to move it. He's going to go like that, and you're gonna wreck his face. You're gonna rip his face off, as I tell Max, and you're gonna catch it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let's talk about one more thing. Holy balls, we're at 30 minutes. I need to go to the graduation party. Sean Griffin, I'm gonna drink for that. He said I look 21 again. Wow, man. All right, let's talk about two baits I like to throw when there's bedding fish and the water's muddy as balls. You can't see these damn fish. Trailer on the jig. I didn't throw it very far, luckily. Something short, something compact. A short craw. This is a Strike King Menace. I got some better ones coming on the way from 6 Cents that I designed. Pow. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a way to catch fish that you can't see that are on beds, which is going to happen a lot. Number one, you're going to want to cover water. You want to fish around fish that are active. This is my favorite bait to throw in that scenario. If you aren't familiar with this bait, this is a 6 Cents Movement 80X. This is the baddest sumbitch bait that's ever been created for shallow water fishing. Kevin Lent, thank you very much. You might say I'm partial to this bait because I caught my biggest largemouth ever on this bait. You might also say I'm partial to it because I've caught hundreds of bass over 5 pounds on this bait. I'd say that's a good reason to be partial to a damn bait. This thing, it only dives like 2 feet, 3 feet. Its action is like this. It's like the whole way in. It's loud. Super loud. And the fish get really pissed at it. This is an all or nothing bait though. This, if it's low light conditions, fish are active, fish are moving, and you can fish this bait without bogging it up in grass or something stupid, 6 Cents Movement 80X. If you can fish this bait without bogging it up and the fish are active, there is not a better fishing lure in the history of mankind. Not even the walking worm is better than this right here. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. If you want to go over to 6centsfishing.com, please use promo code MF10. And I say please, I mean, you guys should, since it's cheaper for you that way. Cheaper than anywhere else on the websites, on tackle stores, wherever. You can save money. MF10. Seems simple to me. All right. Another way I really like to catch them. The last final way, we're finally going to get done with this video, potentially maybe, is a topwater bait. You guys might be like, what is a good topwater bait to throw around bedding fish or when the fish are active and they're in the spawn? I'm not sure if what phase of spawn they're in because I don't have a boat and I don't know if the water's 92 degrees or 50 degrees. First of all, there's ways around that. Figure out what the damn water temperature is. Second of all, if they're doing that and you can't see them, my favorite way to catch them, topwater bait. Buzzing bait. I didn't think you thought I would say that. I don't throw it that much the rest of the year because the whopper plopper has taken its place. But this guy right here, especially in the spawn period, and a lot of our lakes are going to be lakes that have a little bit of grass on them. Damn whopper plopper, the treble hooks, does not come through grass. Newsflash, treble hooks don't work very well in grass. This guy right here is a bad sumbitch. I've seen some of the most vicious strikes I have ever seen in my life come from topwater baits, especially this one right here, just over the top of beds. Find where did I just throw? No, treble hook's still on there. Find where the fish are bedding, back off of them, or just cover water with the buzz bait, and this is awesome. A lot of you guys ask what this buzzbait is, and I probably shouldn't tell you guys this. I never have talked about it one time ever, but I think I will. I'm going to help out a little American company. Look at that. We got a flat head that's, oh shit, it's actually heavy, so it casts like a sumbitch and it planes really well. And look at that. It hits the damn head. Look at that. You've seen that? Yeah, it hits the head. This thing is badass. Don't go buy a freaking $1 Walmart one. Please, God. Stupid. Don't buy that. Crocagator. I shouldn't tell you guys this. Crocagator. This is the Lake of the Ozarks special. It can skip under docks. It can do all sorts of nasty stuff. They come in a 3/4 ounce version even. So you can low trajectory, up under cover, under a laydown. I gotta whisper because this is a secret bait. It's really good. Crocagator buzzbait. That's all I'm gonna say. You can open up the gap, fish it like a regular one that's not as loud. Close the gap, bend it down. The sumbitch blade hits the freaking head every time and clacks like a sumbitch. Game over, my man. Okay, that's it. We're done. That's the end of the video. That's how I go catch bedding bass. One more thing. Quick tip. Quick tip, just the tip. We're going to talk about if everything does not work. You just failed at everything. We're going to use a bait that I don't have here with me. My favorite bait for if the fish are total dickheads. Fish a 6-inch, 5-6-inch finesse worm on a regular drop shot. Cast it there just like the stick worm and chill. Cast it there and chill. Okay, water temperature. Let's talk about that real quick too. I forgot to talk about that. Water temperature does not mean a thing. The fish spawn at the same time every year based on photo period. If the water's 900,000 degrees, they're going to spawn the same time. Maybe a couple days earlier or a week. They're not going to spawn here when the water is 82 in Nebraska and it's March. No, they're not going to spawn when it's June 30th and the water is 40 degrees. They will not. It's based on photo period, how long the sun is out. And that's based on what time of the year it is. And so, every single year, they spawn almost the exact same time. Rodolfo, it does matter. Water temperature matters in a fishery. If you want to, 55 degrees last year. See? That's what I'm saying. It happens. Water temperature matters in a fishery, but it doesn't matter overall. What I mean by that, I talked to you guys about that last time. Water temperature matters when it's 65 degrees at the north end of the lake and 56 degrees in the bottom of the lake. Then they're going to spawn in the upper end of the lake. That's when it matters. When it changes that much, that drastically in a fishery, in one fishery, it matters. When it's overall and you're like, hey, Johnny, at Lake X, what's the water temperature, man? I want to see if the fish are spawning. And he's like, oh, bro, it's 64 degrees. And you're like, oh, my God, they should be spawning. No, that doesn't mean shit. The fish might not spawn for a month. It does not matter. Don't base your fishing trips off of the water temperature. Base them off of the fish's attitude that day and when they always do these seasonal patterns every single day. Anyways, I'm getting out of here, guys. I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to pick a random person right down below and send them a mystery tackle box. So you guys can have some awesome free tackle. And I got some great stuff. Watch this weekend. Please watch this weekend, guys. I got some great stuff coming for you guys. And I'll catch you very soon. I'm out of here.